We're going to spin, we're going to do all the fun stuff here as we get started here on what we're doing. Let me unfreeze my screen. So, obviously we already talked about what we're going to start doing today. It's day one of the build or buy project. We're not going to call it the purchase or build project from now on because they both have B's in them. So, these links should have just opened up if you read the first sections here, and that's really what I want to talk about. I decided to go ahead this time and use Google Classroom, and I sent out this spreadsheet to everybody. Okay, sweet. So it's in your Google Drive already. Don't make a new one. That's the one you use. Everybody has their own. Should have your name on the end of it and everything. So today you're going to do this. You're going to do the PC purchase project, where you go in and you find the PC with the amount of your name on it, and you fill this in as much as you can. You notice there's no prices here. You're just going to put how much the final price is up there, and you're going to put as much as you can about the parts in here that come with yours. You're probably not going to be able to say much about. Well, you could say about the case. Cool gamer case or something. You may not have a name, but some kind of description on there. It may or may not tell you anything at all about the motherboard. So you may not know, and you can just put a question mark in there if you want to. You should know the CPU, the kind of memory. If there's a video card, what the GPU is. You should be able to say what kind of storage it has. You should be able to say the wattage of the power supply. You may not know what kind of CPU cooling it has, but at least it should tell you if it's good cooling. If not, assume it's stock. Okay? If they don't say anything about how the CPU is cooled, just put stock in there. Case. Most of the pictures you're going to be able to see what kind of case cooling it has on the one that you're looking at, and whether it has an optical drive or not. And there's two extra spaces down here that I just left there for optional parts that might come with yours that you want to make note of. Okay? Because obviously, if you get this for $999 and it comes with a HD, and you can add rows in here if you want to, but if it comes with a 4K screen, a gamer keyboard and mouse, you want to add those things that they're not required with the one you're going to do in the next part of the project, but that's part of what you got. So include it in there down here as optional things down here. As you guys fill this out later on in the project, you're going to put in here a P, a B, or a T, meaning purchase, build, or tie. And if you put that in there, as soon as I put a P in there and hit enter, it color codes it. And as soon as I put a B in here and I hit enter, it color codes it. And as I score those things out, I get a winner down here. Okay, so it's automatically tabulating how many P's and B's you have. And if they're a tie, who wins?
No one.
No, without question, if it's a tie, this one wins. Why?
It's easier.
Because it's easier. Probably comes with an operating system and other stuff. So if it's not a clear winner on the build, the purchase wins. Okay, so this, if I were to put purchase down here, now it's going to go back to the purchase one. Ties don't count for anything, so if I put a tie in here, it doesn't do anything. So it's going to color code this for you. It's going to pick out your winner for you. Okay, and this is the comparison between this part and this part. Which one's better? Okay, if you can't determine, you can guess or call it a tie. In other words, I've got power supply. This one's 450 watts, and this is 450 watts. Okay, but I know this one is a platinum one, and I have no idea what this one is. I might call that one a tie anyway. Okay, but if this one's a 750 watt that you bought that's a platinum, and this is a 450, that one definitely wins. Okay, so the idea is here is that it's going to help you score those just by you just have to put that letter in there, and it's going to go and pick who the winner is. And then over here, as you put in the cost, you're going to put how much money you have here. Like if I have $1,000, I'm going to put that in there. And then as you put in the cost of the power supply, it's going to total that for you. And down here, it even says how much you have left, and it'll turn red if you go negative. You need to reconsider that. So I made this for all you guys as a starting point for today. So today, by the end of the day, I should have this filled out. None of this filled out, right? Nothing over there, and maybe what the total amount of money that you have. The idea today is that you spend the whole day going through and choosing one. By the end of the day, you're done. Today. You're done today. This part is done, and we do not go back and choose another one. Which means you need to take some screen captures, do save, print as PDFs, because the problem with going to Dell or Asus or any of these, I go and spend all this time customizing. Many times, I can't go back unless I do it all over again. But if when I'm at the end, I do the share that, a lot of them have share this build, and you send it to yourself in an email, or you print it as a PDF so you save it, or you do some screen captures. Do those things so that you can, and save them, so that you can use them later when you're building your presentation and you don't have to go back and do this again. And if you want to make a Google slide that you just throw pictures into while you're doing it, more power to you, however you want to do it, and then you can do that, you know, arrange them and worry about the actual presentation later. Questions on the idea of this spreadsheet and why I said you know, every year I'm like, no, I wanted this. Well, wow, why didn't I just make what I wanted in the first place? So that when you guys will take a screen capture of this when it's done, of just this part of the page, and you'll easily be able to, as you walk through, why did I say this one won? Why did I say this one won? Kind of thing. And the reason I color coded it so it's easy for all of us to see, and there's no guesswork at the end who won. And right now it says purchase, because if it's a tie, purchase wins, and there's no anyway. You get the idea.
PSU on there twice.
Okay, so what?
Why is PSU on there twice?
Because I messed up. I could take that one. Is there anything else I missed? Power supply, case.
OS.
CPU cooling. OS is not on there. That would be an optional thing. Is there anything required that I missed in there? I just didn't even see that. Okay, there we go. And on the project, once you get done with today, because today it's just about doing this, okay? But after we get done with today, this start your PC worksheet thing, I want you to upload the worksheet and one piece of evidence on what you chose. In other words, a PDF of what you bought. This allows 2 uploads, and if you guys haven't ever done the Google thing before, basically when you go down here to do your submission, obviously I can drag and drop the PDF right there of what you chose, but one of the other options is when I click add a file, I can go to Google Drive. Oh, yeah, obviously I have to be logged in. There we go, and I can go and pick that spreadsheet and just say, okay, I want to do this. That's obviously not it. And you select it, and it just loads it right into their assignment too. So I want, at the end of the day today, I want what you filled out on that spreadsheet uploaded from Google Drive into Moodle, just like that. If you've never done that before, that makes it easier for me to find. I don't have to look anywhere. And then a PDF, screenshot, something, some kind of document also. That's why I have 2 files that you can upload of here's what I chose. So in order to do that, we have to spend our money and find out who gets what, right? So let's figure out who gets what. So we're going to fill this out as we go, and I'll post this on it so you don't remember. So what?
2 L's.
I copied and pasted that, didn't I? There are 2 L's in column?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I didn't do it. Okay, so hold on. Let me do this. Actually, there is 2 L's there, so you're just going to live with that. Technically, there is 2 L's there. Why is it not letting me? Oh, there we go. I apologize.
It's fine.
Okay, so I changed the spread. I think the $500 one is just because, and I've got a video on how to build a $500 PC and your stuff. I just think it's becoming, and I say that it's not difficult to build or buy a $500 PC. It's difficult to build one that's worth having. $750, I think you can still do. So some of these are only $250 apart. I didn't want to go anywhere above $3,000. That's way more than enough money. When you go to build your PC, whoever gets the $3,000, when you go to build it, you're going to be going, what else can I spend money on at $3,000?
Start with the Thunderbird and go from there.
RGB.
I mean, the VMware server I just built is a i9 9900K with 20 cores and 128 gig of RAM
That's a lot.
Okay, with an M2 drive and two 2 terabyte solid states. It's got 6 terabytes of solid state, and I only spent $2,600.
You ain't got graphics card though.
I didn't have a graphics card, but you wouldn't need all the 128 gig of RAM, and you don't need 6 terabytes of solid state. I definitely could get a graphics. I could spend $2,500 and build an amazing gaming rig. So the person who gets 3,000
Good luck.
is gonna. Well, I'm not saying that. I said you could do optional stuff if you live this side. So we're gonna spin. If your name has already been, if the name has already been spun, the next person gets it, and we're going in this order. Okay. So let's clicky and see who gets $750. Harry gets $750.
That was close.
Okay, so we spin again, and if Harry's called, then it's Maverick. Just so we understand that. Okay, so the next one gets $1,000. That'd be Colin. That's almost Vanna be like, you must respin.
Oh, you could call it.
I think the slowest spin ever. I'm gonna have it.
That was really a slow. Yeah, it was pretty slow. Here, I can respin as it goes. So Cameron gets 1,500, which is more than enough to buy. Oh, I don't know why I didn't get in the box there. We'll just pretend it is. Okay, so the next one is 1,750. Look how fast it went that time. Okay, so Colin's already got, so Daytona gets 1,750.
Hey, you've gotten to the 2 grand range.
What's play?
Dear God. Is it between me, you, and Maverick? Oh my God, this is gonna be so.
Yeah, you guys are winning right now. The
I don't like
the
it.
end of the name, it's winning. So who gets 2,000?
Me.
Yes, gets 2,000.
A good medium.
Well, what I'm saying is, if I can do that for 2,600, I think 2,000. Yeah, you're not going to get the very highest end video card. Daytona is correct on that, but you're going to be close. And depending on what you spend on the case, that included a really nice. Anyway. Okay, so who's got the most amount of money? It's either Maverick or Sid. Maverick gets 2,500.
Much bigger.
And Sid's got 3,000. Okay, so today is all about spending that much money on your pre-built, purchasing one. If we go back to the Moodle course here, again, I've got links to where I think are good places to go that for this particular assignment. If you want to use that one that somebody told me about yesterday, that's not one of those links. But this where to buy a PC, you've got Dell, Asus, HP, Walmart. If you're on the low end, I'm not kidding, Walmart. And then these are 3 other configurable ones. Alienware's down there, but Puget Systems and eCollege PC is much like the one you guys told me about yesterday. It costs whatever, I can't even remember what the website was. So any of those or anything else that's going to send you a pre-built PC to your home, all put together, is just fine. So lastly, and let me point this out too, and it says this down here in the actual project that you can't read yet, but it's no more than $50 below and no more than $10 above. Okay, parts that are optional are down here. Optical drive optional, operating system is optional. You're going to say whether you're putting Linux or Windows on it. So if you don't buy Windows, you're going to say I'm making a Linux system. Okay, monitor is optional, speakers are optional, keyboard and mouse is optional, but required is the case, power supply, motherboard, CPU, memory, hard drive, video card, sound card, network card, and all those last 3 things all say may be integrated. Okay, so when you're done, you got to be able to see, hear, and use the computer. Yes.
One of your links got security.
What?
eCollege PC got security.
Okay, I will open that one up.
What a great way to say it.
Got securely. Any other questions? Do I need to leave this up there for you guys? Does everybody know their amount of money?
Hold up, everybody.
Yes, sir.
So you said we are counting sales, right? Like if something's on sale, we're counting.
Yes, whatever the
sale
price is. Just because I mean, if you go to Dell and it's on sale, why wouldn't I count that price? That's what you could buy it for today, which is part of the reason we do screen captures and stuff to make sure we can verify that that's what it is. Any other questions? Everybody know how much money they've got?
Yep.
So, I'm just going to throw that Harry and Colin have the hardest project. I'm not hardest. I shouldn't say that. You're definitely going to be able to do a PC for that. You're definitely going to be. You're just going to not be able to do the highest end PC on there. You're going to have to look at budget PCs in order to stay $50 as much as $50 below and $10 above. Okay, but you've got your target prices.
Do I need an optical drive for mine? Optional.
It's optional. That's
Okay.
what I said those optional things were. So, optional optical drive, operating system, monitor, keyboard, mouse.
Awesome.
Those are optional. In fact, I will do a screen capture of that and put it on the other thing. So it's up here. How do I do that?
Make recording services. Hey. I just need Simon though. No more than 10. Donna's over it. He said.
Did it catch that?
Yeah, it clicked it.
Yeah, but I don't know if it got. No, it got the page that I was on, which did absolutely no good for me. Can I do this? What if I? Oh, I can do that. I can minimize that first, then bring this up, then do the little thing and do optional items. Here we go. That caught that. Okay, so I got that up there as well. I'll just leave that up there. What those optional items are for you guys, so that you don't have to ask again on those optional items. And I'm just gonna leave this frozen up here so you guys have it to view. And I will leave you alone so you can get that done by the end of the class today. Should be submitted.
We can move on if we're done with that, right?
What?
We can move on to our actual parting out if we're done
If
with
you
that.
guys have your whole thing done and you have it uploaded, you definitely can. Because as soon as you submit that, you'll see the project and the other stuff. And you definitely can use the rest of the day to start moving on. It definitely takes you longer to look for individual parts and decide what you want if you want to do a really good job.